Attention. We are
Excuse me.
such dorks.
I
But
just woke up. Please leave me alone.
she's wearing the cutest little kitty t-shirt.
Zara. Hi.
It's not a Wake Up Jeff show.
It's You Beauty.
Sometimes we're such dorks. I'm Kelly McCarren.
I'm Leigh Campbell, and it's a Q&A episode.
It is. I want to know what your thoughts are.
Have you said what podcast it is?
Oh my goodness, it's You Beauty. It's the podcast for your face and your body and your hair and your fragrance and all of the beauty things.
Yeah, hi.
Have you seen the drama? I mean, we're at the tail end of it now, but the drama that happened between Urban Decay and their Skin Geneva. Skin Geneva, I can never say that word.
Yes, but I don't understand why everyone cares.
Well, I mean, I don't really care. But so, you know, their iconic setting spray, the All-Nighter.
Yes, I have every variant.
That was launched with the help of the Skin Geneva.
I feel like that basically put setting sprays on the map.
It 100% did, because they used like their patented temperature control tech that made the formula a cult favorite. Anyway.
I used it on my wedding day.
So mid-2025, Skin Geneva announced that the collaboration had officially ended in a very, they said it in a bit of a salty way.
They did. That
Urban Decay could no longer use or replicate the original formula. And I just feel like, I don't know how I get that Skin Geneva are a smaller business. They're not small though. Like they're still pretty successful. But everyone cares and everyone's commenting on under Urban Decay posts and under the Skin Geneva posts like, we'll support you. And then under Urban Decay, we're not shopping with you anymore and we're not buying your new products. And it's like, sometimes business decisions are just made.
Yeah, and don't need to be posted on social media.
It was a very long-term collaboration. Like it's okay that sometimes things end. And there are advancements in technology and I don't know.
And there's so many, I mean, not that I am telling everyone to not shop that brand, but there's so many good setting sprays now.
Yeah, there are that aren't either of those. So
it made my makeup stay so much that when I had my makeup done at 9 a.m. on my wedding and I was getting married at 4, I couldn't touch up because it was like I tried to.
Yeah, it's an incredible product. But
thank you for explaining it. I
didn't really. It's just one of those things that I think that people want people to be outraged. And of course, like I would hate to see a smaller guy suffer.
You know what? No, I just think also it's the algorithm's fault because Instagram is all about
outrage
rage
nation.
Bait.
Yeah, rage bait. Like, what are we going to get cranky about? Well, we'll do that.
How are we going to get seen? Like a smaller known brand probably needs traction.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On to...
We're not talking about that today. We're talking about happy things.
I'm going to read Izzy's question. Izzy messaged us on Instagram. Bronzing drops are everywhere on my feed right now, but which ones are actually good? I want that glowy skin, but need brand recommendations that won't make me look orange. Lol.
Yeah. I don't think that the formulas these days, if you're buying one that isn't completely out of your... Like if you've got really fair skin and you buy a deep tanning drop to wear on your face, yes, you will go orange. But if you buy one that's right for your skin tone, like a fair to medium tanning drop, it won't make you orange. I just am not a huge fan.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's what I was going to say. So the whole thing started, obviously it's not the very, very first one, but bronzing drops blew up thanks to Drunk Elephant. The D-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops, $68.
Oh.
That's how the whole thing started.
Oh, but I read this.
What?
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about tan. Wow, yeah, I read this, and that's why I don't like them. I don't mind bronzing drops, but
you meant like the
drops,
the tan that you customize,
exactly, and then you put it in your skincare or whatnot, and it bronzes your face. I don't like them though because all it does is kind of like then makes your pigmentation or acne scarring worse.
Face.
Yeah, that's why I don't like bronzing drops in terms of a tan bronzing drop.
Right. I'm assuming she means makeup.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Like Drunk Elephant sort of kicked it off and then every tween wanted Drunk Elephant and their mum was like, what's wrong with you?
Why is the elephant drunk?
Yeah, why is the elephant drunk? He would have to drink, or she would have to drink so much.
They're large.
Huge. Imagine if you were a camel and you got drunk, but then you store it all so you were drunk for ages. Anyway, so the whole point of bronzing drops is that you can tailor and customize your routine. So you can add them a drop or whatever to your moisturizer, your serum, your foundation and oil. Just please never add anything like that to your sunscreen because we don't cocktail our sunscreens unless, which is the one bronzing drop that I use not often, but often for me. You know how Ultraviolet brought out the illuminating drops and the bronzing drops that can be mixed, and their SPF 50 can be mixed with their sunscreen.
They've made specific
That's so
products
clever.
that can be mixed, which
Yes.
is so smart because people like to customize.
Totally. And I get that. So honestly, besides mixing with your sunscreen, you can use our bronzing drop in your moisturizer, in your serum, in your foundation, in your face oil, whatever you want. I just don't really think, like, it doesn't excite me. I just don't get it.
It tends to make people look oily, not orange.
And
I'm a fan of the glow.
Well, I would just wear a foundation in my face shade and then
bronze the areas that need to be bronzed.
And then bronzer.
Well, that's the thing, because by putting bronzing drops into your moisturizer or your foundation, you're then turning your face a different shade to everything else. So it's like, look, but then it's not going to match your foundation. I think that the 10-year-olds doing their makeup routines using all of their drunk elephant have confused people. They're 10 years old and they squirt the bronzing drops into the pump one. And then they apply all of the moisturizer with the bronzing drops all over their face. And they look glorious because they're 10 and they're sitting in front of lights. In reality, you kind of just look really greasy when you do that.
Or the wrong color.
Or a dark, greasy shade of yourself.
Look, if you've got a foundation that's too light, it is a great way to warm it up to your right skin tone. You could use it as a contour, like, you know, whatever. I'm just not a massive fan, so I can't tell you why they're everywhere, but I've got some recommendations.
And the ones that have a glow in them, like
most of them do.
Yeah, but a bronzer is meant to it's meant to contour and
I mean, you might want some luminosity, but applied in the strategic way. Whereas this all over, it's just never really worked.
Unless you're on holidays, I reckon sometimes it works.
Like if I'm on holidays, I might do, you know, everything sunscreen and then a tiny bit of like tinted moisturizer with a bronzing drop. So I don't really have foundation. Anyway, the Morphe one is $26. It's got a lot of great reviews. Obviously, Drunk Elephant exists. I brought kind of affordable ones because I think if you want to
also don't. I've never I mean, it sounds like I hate bronzing drops.
No.
I don't hate bronzing drops. I just don't really see.
I don't reach for them.
Yeah. And so I certainly have never tried a really outrageously expensive one that was astronomically better than an affordable one.
Right. Exactly. And it's one of those products that's not, you know.
You need a tiny bit as well.
It's not your whole coverage. It's like, you're mixing it with something. So you can get away with kind of anything. So the Morphe one's good. One I do have and love, it's the Revolution Beauty one. It's $24. I got mine at Priceline. I use that as a highlighter.
Yes,
like
you've talked about that, yeah.
Elf Cosmetics has got a lot of great reviews. That's $20. If you just want to try one and see if you're actually going to use it, W7, you know how that brand's at Chemist Warehouse and everything's like basically free, $6.99. There's a brand that I was really intrigued by, actually. I should buy for research purposes. The Australian Glow. Theirs is $20 and it's also SPF.
So you could wear it as your SPF if you were.
But you're
then again, you're going to look real greasy.
No.
Or half a teaspoon
of bronzing drops. Yeah, so keep in mind if you are getting one with your sunscreen in it, that's an added bonus. It is not your sunscreen step.
Because you're just simply not going to use enough.
And lastly, designer brands, the DB Cosmetics one is just over $10. So why not try an affordable one? Or go into, you know, it's hard with the chemist brands, but go into Mecca and Sephora and just play with them all on the back of your hand to see the color. Some people want more pigment, some people want more shimmer. I just don't really use them. So I would just be like, if they're all over your feed and you don't really know, just keep scrolling.
Yeah, and it's like I know lots of women of all different ages and in real life, I mean. And
you know them in real life?
I know them in real life. The only people I know that do use a bronzing drops on the reg are people on my phone. Not in my real life.
Yes.
Like, and I'm not saying that because I only know people in their 30s.
Do a poll on Instagram or something in the group?
Who uses bronzing drops and actually really loves them?
I only pack them for holidays.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I want to be that person.
In your everyday routine. I'd be more likely to use a blush drop because I love the sheer pop of colour on my cheek that looks so healthy. But that's because I want that area to glow anyway.
This just in, our lovely producer has given us some information as to the drunk elephants. Breaking news, drunk elephant, the name was inspired by a myth that elephants consume fermented marula fruit. And that reflects the brand's philosophy, because they have marula fruit in a lot of their things. That reflects the brand's philosophy of using natural ingredients that work.
So none of the elephants were actually drunk
well,
then?
Maybe they are. Maybe they found the fruit on the floor that's gone all weird, because you know how it goes like fermented, and they got drunk.
Like that movie where there was like a shipwreck and the mafia they had the cocaine and the sharks ate all the cocaine and went crazy.
Yes, yeah, a bit like that.
It's exactly the same thing, except that was not real.
Someone should bring out a beauty brand called Cocaine Shark.
Cocaine Shark, and it makes something just go,
Yeah,
whoa.
awesome movie. Question 2. Can you read it for me,
Yes,
Kelly?
I can, because we're getting a little bit slow. All right. Carrie has emailed you, Beauty. Leigh and Kel, I've heard conflicting advice about whether you can actually shrink pores or if it's just marketing BS. My nose pores are so visible even with makeup on. Is there any ingredient or treatment that actually works to minimize their appearance? I'm willing to invest if it's worth it. Long-time listener, first-time questioner.
Love this. You hit the nail on the head with your
Marketing
language.
BS.
Well, but also the language you use.
Yeah.
So you cannot shrink your pores. You can minimize
The appearance.
So you'll often see that term used on cellulite products as well, because you can minimize the appearance, but it's not actually removing the problem.
I would say the pore products are still a lot more effective at reducing the appearance than cellulite
Agreed.
products.
So look, I'm with you. My pores never used to bother me, but now also it's an age thing. So you know how everything just sags? Your pores,
Don't they get 50% bigger as you get older or something
you
ridiculous?
remind me of that every time we talk about pores.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
It's really stuck out
and
to
so
me.
mine are right here, like in my apples. They're just starting to get bigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so good.
I've never noticed them.
Well, I think I was lucky in that, in my youth, I didn't have a problem with pores. So mine are now just starting to age naturally. But I think if you had bigger pores and then you're aging, which we all are, they're going to get bigger. And you're like, well, that's a bit rude. So, no, you can't shrink your pores, like, what's that thing that does that? You know what I mean?
But you can.
I'm trying to think of it. It's a plant or something. Anyway, but we can help. So retinol, of course, your retinols, your vitamin A's are going to help.
BHAs.
Yes.
Paula's Choice.
Yes.
A lot of people swear by that. Paula's Choice BHA exfoliant. Swipey swipe. Put it on those areas a couple of times a week. People swear by it.
Yeah, I agree. So I like a BHA AHA combo only a couple of times a week, because your AHA is getting rid of sort of surface debris, but your BHA goes in a little bit deeper and kind of washes out the pore. I feel like there's a TV ad where it goes, or is that a teeth cleaning ad? Anyway.
Well, so I know what you mean, though, because that's another thing, is that people think that their pores have gotten bigger. Sometimes they haven't, or they think that they've got lots of blackheads. There's that big difference between a blackhead and then a sebaceous filament that is just a buildup of, it's not a blackhead because there's no point squeezing it, but it's just that
I do anyway.
oxidized oil.
So
and
your sebum comes to the surface, oxygen hits it, and it goes kind of a weird grey colour,
Yeah.
browny colour.
But it's not a blackhead, even though when you squeeze your nose, you'll see
A
lots
little
of
tiny worm will come out.
But
Yeah, so fun.
there's no
A
point
blackhead
doing it
is
still.
a block, like a little plug. Yeah.
Like a proper, like you'll squeeze it and the plug unplugs and goes, whoa.
Whoop. Oh my God, how fun.
Sometimes they're just recurring. I have one in the middle of my chest and on my belly that's like a recurring
Can you see
one.
what's going on in here? Hopefully the video can't. There was a tiny blackhead in my eyebrow.
Was it maybe though because of an ingrown hair?
I don't know, but
I'll have a look.
Oh no, it's too late now. I
Oh.
squeezed it so hard that I split the skin open, like a split.
Oh no, I
Mate,
can't tell.
I'm a maniac. Anyway, so you're exfoliating. Retinol will help sort of restrict the pores. Again, it's not permanent, but vitamin A and retinols. Niacinamide is actually a really good one for this. So that's an antioxidant and, kind of falls into the vitamin C camp, a bit more gentle. And that will help it's actually quite preventative. It will help them getting really stretchy over time. And I just love that. Sunscreen. I kind of touched on this last week when we talked about crepey neck. See how that lovely lady that was asking about sunscreen destroys your collagen and elastin? Again, that's what's holding.
Sunscreen or sun?
Oh my gosh. Rewind. Sun exposure. I'm not talking about sunbaking. I'm just being outside in the rays. It makes everything just go, and so it destroys the collagen and elastin. So sunscreen will help our lovely lady from last week with her crepey neck like me, but also pores, because otherwise you can put everything on and try every active ingredient, but sunscreen is going to help keep the integrity of the cells so they don't get really lazy.
Because Kerry has said that she's willing to invest. So it could be worth going to speak to a skin therapist or esthetician.
That's such a hard word.
About your skincare goals, because sometimes things like microneedling or RF, radio frequency microneedling, or even some certain peels can really help with the appearance of pores, mainly because they are making like your skin is so strong and healthy through
yes,
continued
correct.
treatments like
Yeah,
that.
if you've got a compromised barrier, your
pores are
will
like,
just,
meh, meh.
yeah, they're like floppy.
And then in the aesthetic, it's all aesthetic, but always remember that there are such brilliant pore smoothing, pore blurring
This
products.
is where I come in.
Oh, please go ahead.
My biggest win with my pore, and it depends. You said yours are on your nose, so I kind of spot makeup treat that area. A blurring primer, so I've got a few to recommend. I love the NYX Professional one. That's normally $27. I don't know, I've never paid that. That's a price you can get it anywhere. I'm sure you'll get it on sale. Max Factor has a really good one called Miracle Touch Liquid Illusion. I'm doing that because I'll explain. There's heaps of them. Like, you want to look for the words blurring, smoothing. What you do is on the area, you use a bit of the primer. I don't use it all over because they tend to be quite mattifying as well because you don't want shine to show the pores. So I get whatever primer I'm using that's blurring or pore minimizing, and you swirl it because it kind of, think of like spack filling a wall.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you, instead of just swiping it, if you swirl it, it kind of goes, it sounds like it's going into the pore. It's not going to clog your pores, but if you swirl it over your nose, my lovely friend, I do it on my cheeks, swirl, swirl, swirl in a circular motion, then you do your foundation. It's amazing. Swirl. I never swirled before. Don't just swipe, swirl.
Swirl because you're spack filling effectively.
Yes. Then you do your foundation, and then I just set with a blurring translucent just in my pore area. So, my inner cheeks. Have I done it today? My nose.
You have.
Just because I'm quite shiny down the center, but where your pores bother you, treat that different to the rest of your makeup.
Yeah.
And you got to do that every day. Sorry, there's no like bing, bang, bong. I've done something and now I've got no pores.
But you'll notice that if you're focusing on your skincare and potentially treatments as well, that you'll have, like, you won't notice them as much when you're trying to cover them with makeup.
And just have a play around with
Also,
makeup in general. You don't
they're
want
pores.
They're
That's
pores.
everyone has
But
them.
anything with luminosity or shimmer is going to highlight them. So keep that all to the outside of your face as well, which
Do you
is
know
what I do.
She definitely needs to steer clear of the bronzing drops.
Oh, yeah. No bronzing drops for you. Well, not on your nose.
No, definitely not.
No. Okay, beauty bite. We all have a hair towel, right? Like a hair turban that we dry our hair with.
I mean,
No, that's my point.
okay.
A lot of people
Sure.
might not, but you want to use like a microfiber towel, a separate towel than your body rough, terry toweling towel to dry your hair, because your hair's wet, it roughs up the cuticles. It can really damage your hair. It just won't look smooth. We don't all have one. That's fine. I've got 80. That's my job. Your old T-shirt that has ended up in your pajama pile, or maybe going to be donated, well, not donated, probably thrown out if it's that old. T-shirt, like a cotton T-shirt, is the best thing to dry your hair with because it's a smooth texture. It's not rough and terry toweling. So just keep, when I say sometimes, I've just tried it because I have the real deal. But you literally just get an old clean T-shirt and then you use that to dry your hair. You can even flip it over and make it into a hair turban.
Plopping.
Yeah.
You're plopping. It's good for curly hair. Really good for curly hair.
Yeah, but you can just use it even if you're traveling and you don't have one.
Oh, that's a good tip. When you're
and then you
traveling.
just wash it and then put it back in.
It doesn't have to be old. Like, you can just use a T-shirt.
Oh yeah, totally. But I'm not going to.
You don't want to use your new kitty shirt.
No, you
your
don't.
pussy
but if
shirt.
you've, downgraded a T-shirt, it's got a stain on it or whatever, it's a really good thing to dry your hair with, and it won't rough up the cuticles because it's a lovely smooth cotton.
My hair's in awful condition today, so
Mine is just fresh out of the shower because I was running late, and so it's flat and shiny.
I need to come over and get some of your towels though, because I don't have any left.
You
And
can
I'm
have
not
some of
giving
my
them all to
old T-shirts.
your old T-shirts. You know what I was just reminded of? I've thought of something because you know how last week you had your foot hack. Why do you talk about your feet so much in Beauty
I do talk about
Bite?
feet a lot.
Like, the
deodorant rubbing
Yeah.
on the shoe. If you haven't listened, I've solved your problems of blisters.
Yes, go listen to that episode. But if you really do need to break in a shoe that day, I told you this hack years ago, and I warned the pediatricians, the podiatrists, to cover their ears because they were going to have heart attacks. Do you remember this? It's been so long since I've.
The one that's coming to mind is how you survived at a wedding and dancing. No.
Yes. But I haven't mentioned it for years.
That was on like the first few weeks of you beauty.
That's what I
7
mean.
years
So it's
ago.
like 6 years ago.
But
So
it wasn't
a
breaking
reminder.
in the shoe. It was so you could dance all night.
Yeah, it's for uncomfortable shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Podiatrist, close your ears.
And content warning, like, this is not a prescribed way to do things,
It
but
is
it works.
it was actually quite funny because after that episode, I'll never forget, a podiatrist reached out. She goes, yeah, it's not good advice, but it works.
So
And
what
I was
is
like,
it?
love it. Okay, so you can go to the pharmacy and ask for, you just grab it over the counter numbing cream. People get it for tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos. You can also get the like I get it for Alexander, my son, if he's having a blood test.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, like anything like that, you just ask for it over the counter. Put that on, and then there's this stuff.
Put that on where?
Wherever it's going to rub, or so say.
I'm sorry. I swear you did it at the soles of your feet so you could dance all night.
I do. So, but if it's going to rub around the back, I'm holding up a shoe if you're listening.
That's a nice shoe.
If I know that was going to rub, or I suspected that the back strap was going to rub, I would put it around the back of my heel. I would also put it on the sole of my foot
you
so
put
I
it
could
on the
dance.
Ball. I'm sure
the
of
ball
it.
or the sole.
You were in like a stiletto and you danced all night at a wedding. You couldn't feel
and I was
thing.
like, I could not feel my feet.
Tomorrow never comes, so don't worry about what happens when it wears off and you take your shoes off.
Well, exactly. Yeah, your feet is going to hurt, but it's better than dancing. Ever since I was younger, my auntie, who's a very chic lady, I think she gets a little bit mortified at my boganism sometimes, but she told me that when I was a young girl that she never wants to see me taking my shoes off at the end of the night.
Can't. Well, I've done it many times, but you can't leave the races. You can't leave the nightclub.
It's just such a trashy look. I'm not saying that I've never done it.
We've all done it.
We've all done it, but it's been instilled in me, never take your shoes off.
Remember the other month when I lost my car in the city and I walked around for so long, and when I finally got to my car and took my shoes off, they were pooled with blood.
Yeah, exactly. But I've done similar things because it's in my head, do not take your shoes off, do not take your shoes off. This is a hack.
Yeah.
You're not trashy. You're just damaging your feet.
It's just a PSA that this option exists, but
work.
if you sprain your ankle or hurt yourself,
don't come at me because I've given you a warning.
Yeah. On that note, that was a fun one. I'm going to try and put a ban on any foot content for me mostly. There's a lot of foot.
Yeah, let's not do feet for a while, okay?
Okay, great. On that note,
next week she'll be like, and back to my Temu toes.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. If you're watching on YouTube, a reminder that the YouTube clips drop in the evening. So you can listen from very early in the morning. You can watch from the same day but that night. Send us your questions. Give us a rating.
And we'll be back later in the week with our recommendations.
Bye.
Bye.